Hey guys, this is Bible Day 2, okay? And you may be saying, Mrs. Adams, how did that story from yesterday go with the Lazarus story? Well, think about it like this. Miguel had his plans all together. He was going to play soccer with his team, with his dad there, rooting him on. But that did not go as planned. Think about Mary and Martha. All right. They had developed this relationship with Jesus as their friend. So when they called for Jesus, they were expecting for Jesus to come right away, heal their brother, and that all will be well. Right. But that didn't go as planned. Right. And so then you have Miguel in our make-believe story that although he wanted to be with his team, God had him at the right place at the right time for JVR, who was going to be walking by, who was hungry, who was lonely, and Miguel was right there where God needed him to be to show the love of God. Think of Jesus. Jesus could have came right away, but he had to be obedient to his Father. His father wanted him to stay back because he knew that Lazarus was going to die, but that this was going to be an opportunity for everybody to see the glory of God, for everybody to see how powerful God's word is, for everybody who was doubting Jesus who he was, for them to see that Jesus was truly God's son. It was an opportunity that God needed, just like with Miguel. It was an opportunity that God needed to use him to speak into JVR's life, to be a good friend, to be loving, to show God's love, right? So we're going to take just a moment and just think about this, all right? Jesus was friends with Mary and Martha and Lazarus and had visited their house many times before. Remember, we talked about friends. You spend time with friends. You get to know these friends, right? You have to play with them, go to play dates, be at their house, be at school, be on the playground. You really spend time. And Jesus really spent time with Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, right? So they were friends. Think about this. How do you think Mary and Martha felt when Jesus didn't come, right? They probably was a little hurt, saying, well, Jesus, I thought we were friends. You couldn't come. We were telling you Lazarus was really, really sick, right? But Jesus loved Mary and Lazarus and Martha. He loved them so much that when he came and he heard the news, he already knew what happened. But when he heard, he began to weep. He wept with them. He cried with them because he was like, oh my gosh, I can't even, they had to go through this pain. You ever lost a loved one, a family member, a pet, someone you really cared about? That hurts, right? It really, really hurts. And he didn't want them to have to experience that hurt, but he knew that God was going to get the glory. And he even reminded Mary and Martha, hey, you're going to see the glory of the Lord if you only believe. All right. So Jesus loved them and he cried with them and he wept with them and he cared for them. He was sad that Lazarus had died. When they went to Lazarus' tomb, Jesus showed love by raising Lazarus from the dead. How did Miguel show love? Right? With his baby sister, right? Going in there, picking that toy off the floor, also sharing his tortilla. He could have been like, no, I'm hungry. I'm not giving this boy a piece of my tortilla. But he did. He shared it with him. And not only that, he played with the little boy. He could have sat there and been like, you know what, going on about your business. You done got my food, or I'm not giving you any food. You can just keep going. No, but he took the time and played with the little boy. So the way they showed Jesus' love, the way they showed God love, the way Miguel showed God love is the same way Jesus showed Lazarus love. He took the time, right? He took the time out and he raised Lazarus from the dead. All right. He raised Lazarus from the dead. And that's what we need to remember as Christians, that God is looking for the opportunity to use us to show his love. Who are you going to show God's love to today? It was so sweet the other day. You guys know Skylar from the other class. Skylar took the time to think about Bryson. Bryson is my son. Think about Bryson. Make him a card. Create him a card and drop it off to drop it off to the house just to show that she was thinking of him. And that made him feel so special. What can you do today to show God's love? How can he use you with your parents, with your family, with your pets, with your friends? What can you do? Can you make a video and send it? Can you make a card and send it? Can you just call up your grandparents and tell them you love them and you're thinking about them? What can you do to show God's love? Have a good one.